saying about the courts, they have no constitutional role. If you look at it through a constitutional prism, the Article 3 branch of government has no role in immigration whatsoever, yet here we are. And so now there's a court in Southern California that's ultimately going to decide the fate of your city vis-a-vis whether you can police yourself the way you want to or not.
Right. Yeah, it's a shame. I think that starts looking like a little bit of the other side of the aisle's perspective of how to go and use the courts to basically govern the people. For us, I was listening to your session, your story on Jeff Sessions. He was talking about some of the other activities that Homeland Security does, like when they go out and they're trying to get and attack fraud. So a lot of people don't know that cities like ours aren't just focused on the immigration aspects of this. We're also focused on being able to work with the federal government on things as important as fraud.
Okay, so the ACLU is suing you, dragging your city into court because of your opposition to Governor Moonbeam and company and policies that are pro-illegal immigrants, essentially telling municipalities in California, hey, it's hands off. You cannot work with the federal government, that is ICE officials, Border Patrol, what have you, in trying to rein in illegal immigration in the great state of California. So the ACLU drops a lawsuit on you. What are they alleging in the case, and where exactly is their standing? We can't sue in this country unless you have standing, so where exactly is the ACLU standing on this?
Yeah, well, they have no standing, so what they do is they go into these communities and they try and find some folks that will actually join their mindset and join on board. What the hearing that we have tomorrow in Orange County Superior Court is to go through and evaluate this 60-page document that they filed was basically a lot of stuff that they just threw everything they could against the window. And so we really needed to get some clarity in this lawsuit and make sure we know what they're doing and what we need to defend again. But I feel pretty comfortable about where we're going to end up tomorrow.
So the ACLU is representing United States citizens who happen to side with Governor Moonbeam and company. But in reality, the ACLU on this one is taking the side of illegal immigrants. There's no other way to sugarcoat this. They are taking the side of people who want to aid and abet people who have violated our sovereignty, broken into our country, and are now harming necessarily real time the fabric of this very society, including your city.
Yeah, well, I think what's worse than that, Graham, is that the ACLU is actually going after local controls of cities. Something that we may be a heavy Democratic state, but something that's really important to almost every city council member I know is, we want to be able to take care of our city, keep our crime rates down. Look at the cities that have the sanctuary laws that are pro-sanctuary: Santa Ana, Long Beach, San Francisco. Those types of policies over the long haul do not help out. And so, the ACLU it's a direct attack on local control on California cities, and that's why we've got so many cities on board.
And the legal irony or hypocrisy of the arguments of the ACLU is astounding to me. They're alleging, among other things, that what you're doing as a municipality is wasting taxpayer dollars. Well, I have a question for the ACLU, and maybe, Mayor, you can answer this. This isn't cheap to defend what you're doing, which is you're defending your right to say to workers in the federal government, hey, we want to help you. You're defending your people of your city, 11,000 strong. But this is going to cost you. And this is really one of the methodologies of the left. And the ACLU and the Obama administration understood this clearly, that if you took little municipalities like yourself to court, eventually they're going to cave. But this is going to cost the city. If this thing plays out and it's not dismissed by the judge, it's going to cost you a lot of money, is it not?
It is. And I think one of the biggest part of this that's been hard for us is that, as a small city, you got to kind of draw a boundary of how far can you go. You follow a case, it gets appealed, it gets appealed, it gets appealed. Each appeal point is a juncture where you can actually step off. If your city can't afford to keep going, then you have to stop at that point where you can go no further. So, we've budgeted for this internally. I've started a GoFundMe site. We've raised $30,000, $40,000 outside of this. So, it's basically we're doing lemonade stands to try to actually help fight against unlimited resources in the state government.
It's a shame that a municipality, a city like yourself has to, it's really a sign of the times in California. You have to establish a GoFundMe for litigation when you're defending the people of your city, the people of your state, the people of this republic. Actually, just for the record, what is the GoFundMe site in case anybody wants to help out? How do they find it?
It's Mayor Edgar's Stop Sanctuary City GoFundMe.
Mayor Edgar Stop Sanctuary City GoFundMe. Okay. One last thing. Do you believe, as I do and others that look at this, that eventually this issue or something close to it, maybe your case, is going to end up at the United States Supreme Court?
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.